confident Cowboys team despite putting up 0 points. Thanks so much, Jane. Taking a look at the NFC playoff picture, Cowboys still hold a one-game lead in the East. They host the Bucs Sunday, and they play the Giants at MetLife here on the East Coast in Week 17. So they need to win one of those two to clinch the division. And I think we all agree that they could do that. Safe assumption. Coming off a shutout loss, though, on a scale of 1 to 5 on a confidence meter, guys, how confident are you that Dallas can do something they haven't done since the 2014 season, win a playoff game? So we all agree that they'll get in?
I think they're in.
I believe they're going to.
Barring a disaster, they should get in.
1 to 5 confidence scale.
We've seen crazier things
in the playoffs.
So I'm going to go with a solid 4. I wanted to go 5, but last week it just threw me off. And you guys know I've been riding this Cowboys bandwagon right around the time that Jerry Jones came out and said, that's my quarterback and I'm going to give him an extension. And ever since then, everybody stepped their game up. Dak Prescott started playing at a high level. Those linebackers started flying around like nothing I've ever seen. And then the running back, along with Amari Cooper, that combination between Coop and Zeke, I mean, it was the best in football, period, hands down. So if you could run the ball, pass the ball, and then stop the run, they got everything moving for them. Last week, they hit a brick wall. And I feel like they're going to hit the reset button. And with Dak Prescott saying it wasn't demoralizing. That's not in our vocabulary. It was just a way for us to realize we're not as good as we think we are. So over the next couple of weeks, they built their confidence up against the Bucs, up against the Giants, and getting in and winning their first game. When Dak Prescott was in, as a young pup, he went blow for blow with Aaron Rodgers in one of the best games in the business. So I feel like if he gets in this time, he's going to be a little bit more calm, and these guys are going to be hungrier.
I'll give it a 4 stars, too. But just for a different reason. I was talking to Shrakes. Whenever I have a playoff question, I always go to you and ask you, how's it going to shake out? It's likely they would face the Seahawks, right? Likely they'd face the Seahawks. If that's true, I'll give them 4 stars of confidence they can beat Seattle. Why not? It's two teams that play very similar styles. They run the ball and they're defensive. I think the Cowboys have more stars on their team than the Seattle Seahawks do. And in Arlington, I trust Jerry World, and I trust the defense, and I trust Zeke Elliott. So I'm going to give them 4 stars if it shakes out that they play a team that's similar to them. If they get in these situations like they did against the Colts where they have to score a ton of points, I mean, Dak Prescott, then I get a little bit shaky because I've seen him do the game-winning drives, but I've also seen him not.
4 from Kay. As usual, Nate gives everything 4 stars. I think he gave 4 stars the last Wallace and Gromit movie. Right?
Great.
Hotel Transylvania 3, 4 stars.
Yeah.
I'm going to go just to tick down. I'm going to give the Dallas Cowboys 3 stars. And I think you deserve no better coming off a shutout loss to a team that started about 1-5 to start the season. 3 stars is above average. It's fine. You know, they might play Seattle. They might play Minnesota. Who knows who they're going to play at this point. I just watched them play last week, and I think the Seattle thing is interesting because both of those teams, we were like, here they come down the stretch. Nobody wants to play down. Nobody wants to play Seattle. They get knocked off badly. So it's a really interesting playoff matchup. I've seen a lot of good Cowboys teams do a lot of things that are a little underwhelming. I don't know if this one's different yet, but I still think 3 stars is nothing to sneeze at. Peter, what do you think?
Okay, here comes the dampening, here comes the naysayer.
Debbie Downer.
You go 1 star here.
Give your Debbie Downer face while you do this.
The Cowboys, they lost 23-0 to the Colts and didn't even show up last week. How could you say I've got too much? 2.5 stars.
2.5?
2.5.
Peter, what movie critic are you? Sandy Kenyon?
Yeah, Sandy Kenyon.
Rex Reed?
Yeah, exactly. I'm Gene Siskel. Maybe.
Oh, I love it.
Joel Siegel.
Joel Siegel, yeah.
Gotta go sometimes.
Sure.
2.5, and here's why.
Peter, you're definitely Gene Shalit.
Gene Shalit, the mustache. That's it.
All right, why? Go on.
If they go to the playoffs as the 3 or 4 seed, they're going to be home, right? And in comes what? Let's say they're the 4 seed. It's going to be either the Seahawks and Russell Wilson, who's had some huge wins in his career and has thrown teams on his back. It's going to be Kirk Cousins playing for his entire livelihood as a man, saying, hey, this is why you pay me the big bucks.
Okay.
Or it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, who have been already swept by the Cowboys, and it's very hard to beat a team.
Nick Foles, Philadelphia Eagles, too.
Nick Foles. So if you're looking at those 3 teams, I can't say that the Cowboys have it after what I saw last week. I have seen the Cowboys lose too many big games at home, on the road, in December, and January over the years. And yeah, Nate, they went blow for blow with the Packers, but a Packers team that was a wild card team that won a game that went into the divisional round beat them in their building. And Dak and Zeke did not have enough to beat Aaron Rodgers when it mattered most, and the defense couldn't stop him. So
it was a long time ago.
I've never seen Dak win a playoff game. I've never seen Zeke win a playoff game, and I've seen Jason Garrett win very few playoff games. So do I think they can win? Sure. Do I think they can lose? Absolutely in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. But last week, that team ain't beating anybody in the playoffs.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, Cowboys fans, at hashtag GMFB. Please keep tweeting it. Let's get ourselves trending this morning.
All right, let's do it.
Why not? It's a Tuesday. It sounds good. I know, gentlemen, who the Defensive Rookie of the Year is.
We've got
what I learned in week 15. Well, that was a little bit, and I sort of came